USDA loans, what are they? Who can benefit from them? And what is the best way to benefit from USDA loans? Good morning. My name is Mike Renick. I'm the senior broker, the team lead with Team Renick Real Estate Services. We're part of that great Keller Williams on the Water family, servicing the west coast of Florida. My guest today, as on every Tuesday on this edition of the Mortgage Insider, December 18th to be specific, is Chris Kiblin. Chris is the VP of mortgage lending. He has over 20 years experience in the finance and the mortgage industry. He has fine-tuned his customer service skills to the highest level, offering Manatee and Sarasota County home buyers unbelievable service. The promise to you is to give you a low rate on the right product. That's key, the right mortgage product, along with transparent and fair fees. They leverage cutting-edge technology to streamline the process to give you customer service at the highest levels. So let's bring Chris in here. Good morning, Chris. How are you today?
Good morning, Mike. How are you doing today?
Excellent. This is our last edition of the Mortgage Insider before the Christmas holidays. So I'm excited. We've selected a topic of USDA loans, and I'm excited to learn more.
Yeah, absolutely. So I thought it was another great program to talk about. One of the things in our area, there is some spots here in, believe it or not, that are USDA eligible. And what is USDA? That's the United States Department of Agriculture. So these areas are going to be more of a rural area. So that means that, more of a farmland type of areas. So some of the things that we're looking at is probably like a parish area, Palmetto, and believe it or not, there's actually areas in Lakewood Ranch that are considered to be USDA eligible. And what do I mean by that? So the property must be in a certain area in order to qualify to be USDA. So one of the things that I always suggest to my clients is, if you're looking to do a USDA loan, let's make sure it's eligible. You just go to the USDA website and you put in the address and it will tell you if the property is actually eligible. So that way, that's always the first step. Okay. The second step is you must meet income requirements. So with these types of loans, they are for low to moderate income families. So what we're doing is we're looking for a certain amount that you can't make over a certain, like there's certain income limits that you can't make more than. For our area, typically it's around the $60,000 mark. So, and that's a total family income limit. So if you make more than that, unfortunately, you're not going to qualify for the USDA loan because they're trying to establish these areas with the low to moderate incomes. So what they're going to do is once you go to the USDA website and you put that address in, it's actually going to tell you what the income limit is, the max income limit is for that household. So we'll kind of know from that standpoint whether or not you qualify. But the great thing is let's say you do qualify and you do have it, it's 100% financing. So this is why it's also a great product for our first-time home buyers, because they can actually go into a home with 100% financing, and then they can ask the seller to give up to 4% seller concessions. So that way they pay for their closing costs and there's no out-of-pocket cost to our buyer. So it's a great program. It's one of those things, you just got to find the right house. There's not a whole lot of other requirements when it comes to these types of loans. You just must be a U.S. citizen, or a U.S. national citizen, like non-U.S. national with a green card, qualified, alien. You got to live in the house too. It's got to be your primary residence. Can't be a second home. It can't be an investment property. And this is one of the big things is that you can't have any suspended or any past, like let's say you have student loans. If you're delinquent on your student loans, you can't do this type of loan. They're going to make you bring them current. So any type of federal aid or anything like that, that if you've had some issues with in the past, this will disqualify you. And really in the credit score, you can go all the way down to a 620 credit score on these. So they're actually very competitive. The interest rates are great on these. They actually make them really just as competitive as FHA or like a VA loan. There is no monthly mortgage insurance, or it's very little depending upon what we're trying to do if you put any money down. So it's a great program, and it's really one of those things that, it just depends upon, again, it depends on where you're looking at. Like this, you're not going to find you be able to do a USDA loan in Tampa. So we just kind of make sure we go over all that with the client. And, and that's pretty much the whole story of a USDA loan.
So it's really geographic or neighborhood specific, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Because there's going to be a certain area, where there just really isn't like a city type of area.
So, and that's selected by the federal government, is that correct?
Correct. And that's kind of what you do. You just go to the website, and then it's real easy. You can actually just go to USDA.org, and it will tell you, and it pops right up and it says eligibility. You click on that, and then you just punch in the address, and you'll know within a matter of seconds if it's an eligible property.
So they pick an area. So if there was a couple of homes next to each other, if one would qualify, would both qualify, or do they get that specific?
It's that specific. So it actually can be cut off on that line. So let's say you're just across the street, and that line could run right through the street. It just depends, but it is that specific. It's a house by house basis.
Do the areas change at all over time, where if someone checks today, it's no good, but maybe a couple of months, it might be okay?
Yes, and so they do updates on that, so it can change. It can also change where they take it out. So surprisingly, it's like, I'm still surprised. Like Lakewood Ranch is still considered USDA eligible. The hard part that you find with this area of and like Lakewood Ranch is that the housing here is expensive. So the problem is then income quality. That income that you're trying to make, to be able to afford a $400,000 house, it makes it much difficult. So it's really hard to do a USDA loan in that area. But I mean, there's plenty of homes out there that have it, and you just got to find them.
So the key is you need a mortgage person who is up to speed on this kind of thing. And I know where I would find one. I'm talking to them right now. Chris, how would they get a hold of you if they have questions?
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. My number is 443-668-5727.
Excellent. Anything else you'd like to add, Chris?
No, that's pretty much it. Just want to wish everybody a happy holiday and a happy new year. I know we won't be on for a couple of weeks because of the holidays here, but just looking forward to the new year.
Chris, I want to wish you guys the best also, and I want to thank you for being a part of this, and I look forward to great things in 2019.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
All right. Take care now.
All right. Bye-bye.